Assalamu alaikum dear students. I am your geography teacher and welcome to geography class. It's your lesson number 4. As you all know that in your online classes we have started our chapter number 2 that is about living with the climate. So before moving towards our today's lesson, I have few questions related to your previous lessons. So, my first question is, what's the difference between lifestyle of people living in polar regions and tropical regions? And I hope that all of you know the answer very well. Question number 2 is, which weather is called extreme weather? Question number 3, have you ever experienced any extreme weather? Yes, I know that all of you are experiencing that particular extreme weather right now. Question number 4, what's the cause behind an extreme weather? Okay, we are discussing about weathers and extreme weathers. So there are some reasons behind that particular extreme weather. So have you any idea about that reason? Okay. In today's class, we are going to discuss about climate change, its causes and impacts on our environment. But before moving towards our lesson, there are some things that you will be able to learn at the end of this lesson, and the first thing that you are going to achieve, that is you will be able to identify causes of climate change and its impact on ecosystem. Okay, first of all we will discuss that what is a climate change. So I will explain that climate change with the help of a video. In next slide there is a video, and in that video there are causes of climate change and its impact on our environment. So students, watch that video carefully, and after the video we will discuss some points related to climate change and its causes and impacts.
As a result of the Industrial Revolution that kicked off in the mid-1700s, the Earth's surface is warming up at a never-seen-before rate. A major reason for the rise in temperatures is the increase in the concentration of greenhouse gases in the Earth's atmosphere. These cause our planet to retain heat from the sun. Greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide and methane are released into the atmosphere when fossil fuels are burned. Trees and oceans absorb carbon dioxide, but can't handle the large amounts that are now building up in the Earth's atmosphere. And because our forests are shrinking, even less carbon dioxide is absorbed. The high levels of carbon dioxide are already acidifying oceans, killing off coral reefs. It's also triggering a dangerous rise in sea levels and an increase in extreme weather events. Around the world and across Europe, innovators are now racing against the clock to invent new ways to live in our cities, use land, manufacture products, and run our businesses. New innovations are bringing down greenhouse gas emissions to confront climate change and its threat to our health and our economies, while creating new, sustainable growth and jobs. Join us at Climate Kick.
Okay, in that video it has clearly mentioned that what are the causes behind that climate change and what are its impact on our environment. So students, we will discuss that what is the climate change. Climate change refers to long-term shifts in temperature and weather patterns. These shifts may be natural, as it has clearly discussed in a video, but since the 1800s, human activities have been the main cause of climate change. Okay. Now, we will discuss that what are the causes and impacts of that climate change. Causes of climate change. Fossil fuels, coal, iron and gas are by the far largest contributor to global climate change, according for over 75% of global greenhouse gas emissions and nearly 90% of all carbon dioxide emissions. Okay, here are some things that are related to climate change. As greenhouse gas emissions blanket the earth, they trap the sun's heat, as we all know this thing very well. And it also leads to global warming and climate change. As there is a global warming, so the temperature of the earth automatically increases over the time, and it also disturbs our nature. and human life as well. Now we will discuss some of the impacts of climate change. Warm air causes more winds to blow and more evaporation takes place, due to which the resulting thunderstorms, tornadoes and blizzards are expected to be more powerful than usual, as we have discussed these extreme weathers in our previous lesson. Then, extra heat in the ocean results in bigger cyclones causing havoc on the coast. Then, extratropical cyclones, while moving away from the equator and tropics, transport heat and moisture. Now, what is an extratropical cyclone? An extratropical cyclone is a low pressure system that primarily gets its energy from the temperature. Now, in the air, this moisture may travel a distance of up to 2000 kilometers or more in narrow channels called atmospheric rivers. Atmospheric rivers are narrow channels. These rivers change to clouds and causes intense rain or snow on the coastal areas. Now, moving towards the other impacts, and that is the biodiversity of the whole world. As we are discussing about the global warming, so global warming is also affecting the biodiversity of the whole world, from the polar bears in the Arctic to the marine turtles in Africa. The health of our planet depends on the variety of life present on Earth, which work in their own ecosystem to create a natural balance. As we have discussed earlier, that global warming is also disturbing the natural system of our Earth. Animals, for example, elephants and tigers support the growth of vegetation, especially trees, and these animals are also affected by that climate change. Then, as we are discussing about the rising of temperature of the earth, global warming and climate change, so some impacts of rising temperature may be immediate, like floods, storms and landslides, whereas some consequences may appear in the long run, like drought, forest fires, melting of snow and regional sediment falls. So these are some impacts of climate change on our environment, that what are the things that are going to suffer as a result of that climate change. I hope that all the points about today's lesson have been clear to you. Now, moving towards your written work. Okay, students, if you find any kind of confusion related to today's class, today's lesson, you will consult your textbook page number 31, 32 and 33. Now, moving towards your written work. Your written work is question number 2 and question number 3, that is given on your textbook page number 32, and both the questions will be attempted on your notebooks. In question number 2, you will discuss 2 reasons and 2 consequences of global warming. As we have discussed the global warming, that is about the rising of the temperature on our earth, and you will write 2 reasons, that what are the reasons behind global warming and what are the impacts of those that global warming on your environment. Then question number 3 is about enlist some threats to the people and the earth by climate change. That what are the threats that the people and the earth is facing as a result of climate change, and you will attempt both questions on your notebook. I hope that all the points have been clear to you. That's all for today's class. Allah Hafiz.